Hi everybody, welcome back to Thaumaturge with me, Sid, and we're just starting off over here in the nether because we need to do a little bit of smelting and a little bit of crafting. If I can manage to get things going right here, I think it like this. If it's either like this or the other way, but I think if we get that, that will give us our 4 corrupted ingots, which we mentioned last thing. That gives us a soul cage. World is happy. Yeah, today we are going to get our well, first things first, the aim is to get our creeper soul shard up to max strength, and to do that we're going to need a temporary spawner, or potentially temporary spawner. Now I don't want to build this one in the nether because it's a temporary thing, so you can stop with that. Yeah, it's a temporary thing. So what I am doing is I'm working directly under the blood altar actually, and we're creating another spawner layer just beneath that. I'm just wondering what we're like for things. So I'm just going to let this stone cook up. I'm going to have a check, see what else we've got in the way of building materials stashed over here as well, because you know we potentially could have quite a bit of random bits and pieces floating around in here. I will need glass. I'm wondering whether just to chuck this sand through actually. Maybe. And we're going to need some glowstone lamps if we haven't got them already. A bit of redstone, some levers, yada yada. Now bear in mind these things at tier 1, 2 and 3 off the top of my head are not redstone controlled, so that is a big and important distinction. We probably need to get rid of some of this stuff as well, but yeah, well, let's just start dumping things in there and we'll get this bit of glass going. I'm going to need more than that, but that's fine. Thank you for everybody who's coming up with various alternatives ways to get this. This is working actually pretty well with this, but yeah, I mean there's a lot of things. If we had Britannia, open crate would work. I've done it in the past where we've had a dropper with a clock. Hoppers potentially work. All of these things work, but to be honest it's easier just to chuck them in a full stack at a time and drop them in there and then forget about it for a while. So it kind of works for me. So yeah, we're just waiting on some stuffs now, so back in a bit. Alright, quick update. This is the room we're working in. We're underneath the main spawner and I've used the floor layout before. So the soul cage itself is going to go here, like so. And at this stage, actually we need to know, it can't go there. Get me that back, because that was bloody pricey. No, we need to come down a layer. We definitely need to come down several layers thinking this through. Because ultimately we need to, get rid of that and get rid of that. There we go. Ultimately we need to bring this layer down to the point where we can repeat the piston affair above it, and at the moment we can't. That's a problem. So let me think this through a little bit. We're going to need a gap. I'm going to need to take this lot out. That's a bummer. I mean, it's not a big problem, but it is a problem all the same, because we need now to bring this. Incidentally, we're into the the caves that run beneath the area, which is why I can't just run around liberally. Oh, I'm going to have to go down and get that, aren't I? And I do. It's only great wood slabs. I can get more of these. That's not a problem. And we've got plenty after all. So if we want to bring I probably should go and get the piston and the stuff necessary for that, shouldn't I? Which means I need to fly like a butterfly, or even just, you know, A bloke on a broomstick, maybe even. Let me just turn that off. Check the time. It is daytime, and we will live. I must get Malice's doors on here as well, just to get rid of that glitch. You know, the double doors glitch at some point. That's one of my many to-do list items. But are we doing any more petals? One. One. Okay. I'll need more of those. Mind you, having said that, once we're fully living in the Nether, or mainly living in the Nether, we won't have a great deal of reason to come back to the overworld. So, Pistione. We need to get rid of you for starters. Bye bye. We need to get rid of you. Bye bye. We need to get rid of you. Bye bye. We'll have that. We got some wood. That's fine. Probably shouldn't use that though. Spruce planks. Have we got any planks? Planks. 1, 2, 3. Can't count. Planks, cobble thing, redstone. Bunk. Let's just get this thing sorted out. Once we've got this sorted, we can work out our layout a little bit better. Damn it, have I got slime? Come on. I'm sure I had some slime somewhere. I'm positive I've got slime. Where would I have slime? Another point. Yeah, that's the only problem with having two bases, of course, separated by a thin veneer of reality, really. No? God damn it, where the hell did I put that slime? I put it somewhere safe. Tools. I could have sworn I had a little bit of slime left. Let's have a look. Uses. We can combine you with various things to get a slime, but what can we use instead of that? Anything? No. We can use a slime block. We can duplicate a slime, but that's it. God damn it. I can't believe I don't have any slime. I should have at least one piece of slime somewhere. If not, I'm going to have to go and hunt down some slime just for good measure as well, which is complete and utter pain in the backside. But it does look like we are stuck. Let me just gaze upon this for a second. I am not seeing any slime. Okay, slime hunting commence. It is night time, which means we can head out to the swamp and do some slime hunting. So I'll get that sorted and be back in a moment. Alright, we got that. And we made our piston. The swamp is brilliant, you know, just for flying around at night and finding that stuff. So that's that. Then we're going to need to put in exactly the same as before. We are going to need a redstone block. Let me just dig you out of the way. So that's going to go there. Then there's going to be a gap. Then there's going to be that. So, and then we need to have at least 2 beneath that. So that answers our question. What we should probably do while we're just getting this all set up is get this all lit up nicely, and then we can take this rammel out the middle. Oh, we can take you out as well. So that's that in place. Now, as I say, the other thing we need is we need to get some redstone lamps up in here, because this tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and I think tier 4, certainly tier 1, 2 and 3 act as normal spawners for light levels. Tier 5 ignores light levels completely, and you can only turn it on and off with a redstone signal. I'm not entirely sure with the tier 4 side of things, but we'll work there. We'll work it out. It's not a problem. There are no such thing as problems, only solutions. And yeah, that will get us down to a reasonable level and depth in terms of ground level. And obviously we're going to be using water flows to push the creepers this way, and then we'll use a water flow to deliver them over here, and the world will be good and happy. So we'll just tidy this. The tidiness is just purely for my own sanity. If I didn't do this, I would feel like I wasn't doing the proper job. So I do apologise if you are kind of getting a little bit like, for God's sake, just build the damn thing already. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Yes, it does. It matters to me what it looks like. So, ergo, it gets a little bit of razzmatazz about the place. Not a lot, just a little something to make that feel like it's in. Now, the other thing, as I say, we're going to need is we are going to definitely want. Let me just see. Have I got anything I can? Oh God! Stop it already with this picking things up and stuff. What I need is a redstone lamp, and you know what? I actually can't remember the recipe for a redstone lamp. I'm fairly simple. Yeah, redstone round glowstone. How original. So 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, I think, for definite, and then we'll take that, we'll combine that with those 1, 2, 3, 2, and that will do. Oh, hang on, helps if you do oh, that's what I did with all my slime, isn't it? It's in there. I knew I got some. You're probably screaming at me going, my God, man, it's there. But yeah, half-wit. Give me a little bit of leeway for my half-witness. So that should give a little bit of light down at the spawning level, hopefully enough. And then we'll go round here. We'll not do that. Stop already. Oh God, I really need to just slow down just a little bit. So we're just going to run around here with a redstone signal. I'll probably need a repeater in there at some point. And yeah, that will, oops, there we go, and join that in. So I'll get that done. I'll get a little bit more work around the area done, and I will be back again in a moment. Alright, a little bit further on, and it's nothing fancy. I just wanted to double check the spawner upstairs. The access is very simple, just by stairs. So that is in off state. So when the redstone is down, that is off. Okay. Right, got my glass, got my soul shard, got my rhythm, got my glass, got my... No, behave yourself, John. That's not good. Right, let me... and then out. Hopefully I've got this right. And pop. And that one off. Bang. So this should start spawning, all things being equal. Yep. Oh, that's not good. Would have much preferred it if they weren't charged. Alright. Oh, hello. Oh, they're not all charged. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Interesting. Right, new soul shard. Pop. Bang. And more importantly, 4 kills. So the next thing is to sit here and run this soul shard up to 128 creepers. But obviously in the safety of our own home. So that's what we're going to do. I may go and just, it only spawns 2 at a time at tier 1. Won't take as long to get to tier 2 though, and then we can take that. That will speed up the other one. That will go to tier 3 and so on, leapfrogging. So I'll see you in a while once we've got tier 2. Back in a bit. Of course, it helps if you remember that your bound blade has got Soul Stealer 5 on it. So the difference is I'm at 42 now. This will make, there's 2 creepers there. That should be 44. Let's got a full 10 from those 2. So this will take no time at all. Back in a little while. Okay. Tier 2 is in the bag. So what we've got to do is we need to get in there. I'm trying to do this without falling in. Just let that one, that'll wash down and we can grab that. So that is now nicely off, doubly off if you like. So there's our tier 1, there's our soul cage, and there's our tier 2 above the soul cage. So again, this is just a matter of swap out and tier 2 probably would have been good to have. Oh, hang on. I know this is going to break and lose that bit of glass, but we'll live. Now, so benefit now, we've got a tier 1 with 65. This thing now should start spawning 4 at a time. There you go. I don't know why they're taking damage in that water. That is really bizarre. But then it's just a matter of chop them all up. Rinse and repeat until this thing is a tier 3, which is at 256. Rinse and repeat to 512, and then finally to 1024. That's the idea. So back in a bit. The tier 3 spawner is pretty good. There is a slight problem that there is a dark spot just over here where they can still spawn, which we're going to need to address. Any other mob, it wouldn't bother me, but we are talking creepers, so needless to say, yeah, not ideal. Have we got, right, let me just get you going. Grab one of those. As I say, we just don't want to run the chance of something blowing up in my face, because it does offend having things blow up in your face. Maybe if we do this, it's not linked into that, but it's as a stopgap. Right, let's see how that goes, shall we? Just, you know, last thing we want is an unexpected explosion, shall we say. Right, so then we are going to want to put you down here. We'll get you up there. We can take you out. We can pop you there. Jump out there, bang. That's going to miss us. Make sure we get that. So, tier 4. Potentially very, very dangerous. Okay. But I still think affected by light levels if I'm Is it light levels or... yeah, there we go. Off we go. This will be the tier 5 and be back in a mo. Alright, we got our tier 5. We've also got an absolute bucket load of TNT, which is good because we're going to want it. We also got TNT. We got some soul shards. We got, as I say, gunpowder heads. What else? Blood shards, I should say. Always handy. So last thing is to go into here, break it, and I'm going to set this one up as tier 5 because, you know, why have one tier 5 when you can have 2? Thank you. And the nice thing with the tier 5 is we know for a fact that this is not going to do anything until that redstone signal is off. And then super fast creeper spawning, which means we can take this from the 600 it is to the 1024 in next to no time at all. As I say, there's very little point to it. Once you got to one tier 5, you might as well take your tier 4 and fine tune it up to tier 5. It just makes perfect sense to me. So yeah, that's mob spawning at its finest. We've got the creepers, so now we can do several things with them, and the first thing we're going to need to do is get some stuff together, and probably, what's my inventory, my count looking like? Probably make some sense of my inventory because it is an absolute pigsty. Before we go anywhere, what are we like? 936. Yeah, soul shards. It's one of the classic old mods, and it is OP as hell. Turn that off. We got more than enough there. Yeah, really OP. It was OP back in the day. It's OP now. I seem to recall that you couldn't charge a soul shard with spawned mobs in one version, so that was probably an attempt to try and balance this thing, because it is seriously overpowered. Anyway, let me sort my inventory out. We're going to take our shiny new tier 5 creeper spawner. We're going to sleep this night off if it's night time, can we? Yes, we can. Good. And I will see you in the nether. Back in a mo. Alright, we're about 23 minutes in, so we're not going to get a huge amount more done, but we can at least get the system in place to start collecting gunpowder. And we do need to drop the, well, we don't need to drop the kill zone down further. I'm just remembering that there are such things as fire bats down here, so probably better not to go messing around too much with that. But so if I wanted to go down here, which is what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 to that level. Oh crap, I've gone and got myself stuck now, haven't I? 6 down to that level. Well, if we come in, whoa, hey there. Is that looking? Oh, yep, there we go. So this is probably a nice layer to bring the drop down to, I think, because it gives us, we can build out and come out this way, do a little bit of building, you know, make the place look reasonable. And I have just realised that what I have done is chucked all of my bloody andesite back in the system. Damn it. God damn it. You know, you sit there, you try to do these things, and it's not having it. Right, let me put 1, 2. Right, this is going to be the dirtiest set lash up. So what we're going to do is we are going to place 2 basic drawers, and maybe we should have placed 1 and then 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop this in here, and then we're going to stick our next basic drawer in. And oh god, yes, okay, it's working, and that's going to go in there. And then we're going to take this, and we are going to go and place a creeper head in the bottom one and gunpowder in the top one. I don't know whether heads are even going to be a possibility, and these should be dropping down onto this and dying with extreme prejudice. Hopefully there will be anyway. Now what we need to do is try and go up here, and we're just going to, just for the moment, block that in like so, and then we can, that was a fire bat, I saw it. Did it see me? Didn't appear to. That could have been nasty. No, they're not particularly in their own rights dangerous. It's just that they explode, and of course when you get explosions, there's always a risk that you get recoiled and fired off into space. And of course space in the nether usually involves a lake of lava. So yeah, I mean, I've got the warding, which is a plus, but there we go. Get me out, come on, I'm out, thank you. So that's the setup there. What we need to do is just sneak back in here. Ah, crap, that was not quite what I intended to do. Right, I needed to be 1 up, and we need to replace, oh, that bloody potion effect damn thing. Oh, if only there were a version of Quark for this version of Minecraft, I would be a very, very happy bunny indeed. And then grab that. Yeah, good. See what I mean? It is so infuriating. Okay, that goes in, soul cage, and I want the creeper. Hup. They can go, that's fine. Creeper goes in there. Again, don't really want him on in such a way that I have to deal with him at this stage. And hup. And out and on. I realised why they were taking damage. It wasn't the water. The well of suffering was still on. So anybody who was face palming going, well of suffering, you idiot. Yeah, I know it was well of suffering. I got that bit. So let us head down here, and what we should see hopefully is a whole buttload of creepers. Yeah, alright, you're a baby bat. I don't mind you. You're bog standard happy little bat. That was unpleasant. So what we should be seeing now is four. Is that it? Creeper heads are going up. Oh, there's TNT as well. That's interesting. Now that worked before. So why is that not working now? Oh well, it's not a major problem. There are alternatives here. But we should be seeing, well, we can see we're getting a fair number of creeper heads. We will get, there is gunpowder sneaking into that thing. Not sure why the creeper heads are not going down, but that doesn't matter. But as you can see, these creepers are coming down stupidly fast. So that gives us now a working gunpowder farm and a working momentum farm and a working blood farm, because anything that falls from a great height will leave blood stains on the blocks. We may, what I'm thinking with that is we may have to have a piston to put that in place, because wasn't seeing the oh, I need to turn that off now. Yeah, I wasn't seeing the word I'm looking for, blood on the hopper, and my suspicion is that that won't do it. So next episode we can finally start to make some use of all of this this lovely momentum and blood and TNT and all the things we're doing and we're making use of. I realistically could do with putting some kind of control, but until I know exactly where my actual structure is going to be down there, I can't really drill down and place a you know, torch chain, redstone torch chain going up to turn that off, on and off, which is probably the easiest way to do it. But I think probably what I'll do is pipe into a draw controller, because they're not expensive. No, they're not cheap, but they're not so expensive that we can't afford them, and that will simplify things greatly. So yeah, I may do a little bit of excavating down there as well, just to save time next episode. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.